52 princes entered the evil forest of Ubulu-Uku.
The Ubulu-Uku legend of the farmer king. The impossible test. 52 princes entered the evil forest of Ubulu-Uku. None returned alive. Some vanished without leaving a single footprint behind. Others were discovered days later, wandering the roads like lost spirits, their eyes empty, their voices whispering words no one could understand. After that, no one dared ask what they had seen. Yet every year, another man still tried. Because of one woman, Princess Adaeze, and the terrible challenge that guarded her heart. Long before the legend spread across Delta State, the kingdom of Ubulu-Uku was known as a peaceful land. Palm trees swayed above red soil farms. Women filled the markets with baskets of yam and cassava. Hunters returned at dusk with bush meat slung across their shoulders. And in the center of the kingdom stood the palace of Obi-Obana. For 19 generations, the throne had always passed from father to son. But fate had given Obi-Obana only one child, Princess Adaeze. Her beauty became a story of its own. Travelers carried tales of her across markets and villages. They said when Adaeze walked through the palace courtyard, the air itself seemed to pause. They said her eyes were deeper than the river at night. And they said no man had ever heard her laugh. But beauty alone was not what made Adaeze mysterious. It was the test she created. One afternoon, the entire market gathered when the princess stepped forward to speak. Her voice was calm, but her words froze the crowd.
Any man who seeks my hand must enter the evil forest alone.
A murmur spread through the market instantly. Everyone knew that forest. Even hunters who spent their lives in the bush refused to enter it after sunset. Adaeze continued.
Stay inside the forest for 7 nights. Cross the sacred Aiga River. And bring back the Red Ogba Flower. Return alive, and I will become your wife.
At first, some people laughed. They believed the princess was joking. But she was not. Because the very next week, the first challenger arrived. Prince Ifeanyi of Asaba. He was tall, proud, and fearless. He brought warriors. He brought charms from powerful Dibias. And he carried a shining sword that had never lost a battle. On the night he entered the forest, the entire village waited. For 2 days, nothing happened. On the third night, terrible screams echoed through the trees. By the 7th morning, only his necklace was found tangled in a root. After that, another prince tried. Then another. Then another. Years passed. Warriors entered the forest. Hunters entered the forest. Even powerful native doctors entered the forest. But the forest swallowed them all. 14 years later, 52 men had vanished. And the evil forest remained silent. Soon whispers began spreading through the kingdom. Some believed the forest itself demanded sacrifices. Others whispered something darker. They believed Princess Adaeze might be connected to the forest spirits. But the princess never reacted. She simply waited. Until the evening a man stepped forward who no one expected. His name was Ugochukwu Okonji. He was not a prince. He was not a warrior. He was only a farmer and sometimes a hunter. His hands were rough from years of digging the earth. His clothes carried the scent of palm wine and forest smoke. When he announced he would attempt the challenge, the entire market burst into laughter. A farmer? You want to succeed where princes failed? But Ugochukwu ignored them. He walked calmly to the palace and bowed before Obi-Obana.
I do not bring gold, he said. I do not bring warriors. But I understand the forest. And tonight, I will enter it.
High above the square, Princess Adaeze watched from the palace balcony. For the first time in many years, something like curiosity appeared in her eyes.
As midnight approached, villagers followed Ugochukwu to the edge of the evil forest. He carried only 3 things: a cutlass, a hunting gun, and a small gourd of palm wine. No charms, no protection, no warriors, just courage. At exactly midnight, he stepped forward, and the forest swallowed the 53rd challenger. But inside that darkness, something ancient had already begun watching him, and it had been waiting for a very long time. The first night inside the evil forest felt strange. Too quiet. Even the insects refused to make noise. Ugochukwu moved slowly between the trees, listening to every sound. The deeper he walked, the stranger the forest became. Roots twisted across the ground like giant snakes. Branches bent downward like arms trying to grab him. And sometimes, he thought he heard footsteps behind him. But when he turned around, nothing was there. By the second night, the whispers began. Soft voices drifting through the darkness. Turn back, you do not belong here, the words crawled through the air like cold wind. Still, Ugochukwu kept moving. Because he knew the Red Ogba Flower grew somewhere near the sacred river. And if the stories were true, that river flowed deep inside the forest. On the third night, he finally heard it. The sound of slow water moving through the darkness. Soon he reached the edge of the Aiga River. Mist floated above its black surface. The moon reflected faintly in the water. But something on the opposite side of the river made his blood run cold. Bones. Human bones scattered across the ground. Some still wore pieces of armor. Others held broken weapons. These were the remains of the princes who had entered the forest before him. And in the center of the clearing, a single red flower glowed softly. The Red Ogba. Ugochukwu stepped closer. The flower paused gently, almost like a living heart. Slowly, he reached out to touch it. The moment his fingers brushed the petals, the ground shook. The trees trembled violently, and a massive shadow rose from the darkness. The creature towered above him like a living tree. Its skin looked like black wood. Its eyes burned like fire. Around its neck hung a necklace made from skulls.
The skulls of
52
those
of
who
them.
have failed.
The creature spoke.
So, the farmer finally arrives. Ugochukwu raised his gun but did not run.
Who
are you? The creature smiled slowly. I am the ruler of this forest. The forest king. Then it leaned closer. And the father of Princess Adaeze. Ugochukwu froze. The forest king continued speaking. The princes who came before you offered me gold. They offered armies. They offered kingdoms. But none of them possessed the one thing this forest respects. Courage. The creature pointed toward the glowing flower. That flower is not merely a test. It is connected to my daughter. Ugochukwu felt a chill crawl down his spine. The princess is not fully human, the forest king said calmly. She belongs to two worlds. The human kingdom, and this forest. The creature stepped aside. You may take the flower, but understand the price. If you marry Adaeze, you will become king of both worlds. King of Ubulu-Uku, and king of the evil forest. Ugochukwu stared at the glowing flower. His heart pounded in his chest. Then slowly, he picked it up.
I accept.
The forest king smiled. Then survive the remaining nights. If you see the sunrise on the 7th day, your destiny will begin.
7 days after he entered the forest, the people of Ubulu-Uku gathered again at its edge.
Most of
them expected silence,
just like
every year before. But then, a figure appeared between the trees. Ugochukwu. His clothes were torn, his body covered with scratches. But in his hand,
and he carried
the glowing Red Ogba Flower. The crowd gasped in disbelief. Princess Adaeze ran forward. You survived, she whispered. Ugochukwu nodded. Yes. But your test hides a greater secret. Adaeze smiled softly. I know. That night the entire kingdom celebrated their wedding. Drums echoed across the farmland. Dancers filled the streets. But when midnight arrived, Adaeze led her new husband away from the celebration. To the edge of the forest. There, under the moonlight. Her body began to change. Her eyes glowed green. Her hair moved like living vines.
This is my true nature, she said quietly. Half human. Half spirit.
Ugochukwu did not step away. Instead he held her hand.
I will rule beside
Then
you.
I will rule beside you.
At that moment the ground trembled. The Forest King appeared one final time. You have proven yourself worthy. The earth opened beneath them, and the couple descended into the hidden kingdom beneath the forest. Years passed.
The kingdom of Ubulu-Uku
Under
prospered.
Ugochukwu's rule, the lands of Delta State prospered. Farmers harvested more crops than ever before.
Yes, the fields were so bountiful.
Hunters returned safely from the bush. Rivers never ran dry. But the evil forest remained sacred, because deep within its shadows, a new king ruled. A man who entered as the 53rd challenger, and became something no prince ever could. The king of two worlds. And even today, some elders say that deep inside the old forest near the Adaeze River, a single red flower still glows in the darkness, waiting for the next man brave enough to try.
The legend of the Farmer King is etched in the red soil of Ubulu-Uku, but the secrets of the vault are never-ending. You've just witnessed the power of tradition and the courage of one man who dared to walk where princes died. If this story chilled your blood and moved your spirit, hammer that like button right now. Don't let the Forest King find your name missing from our tribe. Subscribe to Behind the Scenes Unleash and turn on notifications.
And the princess
We
of the
drop a new
forest.
mystery every week that the world tried to bury. What would you do for love? Would you walk into the evil forest, or would you stay at the market?
Some say
Drop your
the
village
spirits
name
still
and your
walk
thoughts
there,
in the comments below. I'm reading every single one.
and they say
And
the
share
forest
this with
still
that one
remembers
person
every
who
soul
thinks they are
entered.
brave enough to survive 7 nights in
Somewhere
Ubulu-Uku.
inside the forest of
And for those
Ubulu-Uku,
asking
the
how we
legend of
bring
the
these
farmer and
legends
the
to
spirit
life with
princess
such
still lives
haunting
on.
detail, I've left a secret in the description. I built this faceless channel using the cells.co blueprint. If you're ready to stop watching stories and start telling your own to the world, click the link below and build your empire. I am your guide into the darkness. This is Behind the Scenes Unleash. Watch your step, because some legends are still
From
breathing.
that day forward,
See you in the next investigation.